A recent study in the journal Current Opinion in Behavioral Sciences explains that obsessively focusing on happiness, or its lack thereof, might make it a lot harder to actually find joy in your life.
Instead, according to the study, accepting your emotions as they are gives you a far better shot at unlocking true happiness.
And look who's here, our happiness expert, psychologist Christine Whelan. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
So don't go chasing happiness.
That's right. So the paradox is that the more we focus on happiness, the more we judge our everyday experiences. Am I happy enough? Is this bringing me enough joy? And that actually tends to make us less happy.
Is it because of the stress and the pressure that we put ourselves under?
Indeed. So at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, I teach a class called Consuming Happiness. I'm known as the happiness professor, right? So I talk a lot about happiness. And there's a lot of pressure to be happy all the time then. Now, when we think that we have to perform and be happy in that way, that can undermine our happiness. The other problem is that we're really bad at figuring out what we can do to make ourselves happy. The things that we think are going to make ourselves the happiness often don't bring us the joy we're looking for.
So how do you change that?
So my advice usually is to put ourselves into experiences that are likely to bring you joy, that are things you enjoy doing, and then let it go from there. So we can't really grasp on to this idea of happiness all the time, right? Sometimes, as the saying goes, we need to be surprised by joy in those moments along the way. And you know, there's interesting research that shows that our generation actually thinks about happiness a lot more than previous generations. My grandparents and great-grandparents, they would have said, what are you doing talking about happiness all the time? Just go out and live your life. And they may have known something about that.
Yeah, because if you just enjoy the moment and you're present in that moment instead of thinking, what will the next hour bring? Or what if I make the wrong choice and do this? Like, it compounds and it's bad news.
Indeed. The key to happiness is being present in whatever you're doing. Now, that is a tall order, right? That's a pretty hard thing to do. And there are different kinds of happiness, right? There's hedonic happiness, happiness in the moment. And then there's that eudaimonic happiness, that of a life well lived. And that eudaimonic happiness can bring you maybe more joy in the long term, even if you're not having fun in the moment.
But that could be change over time. How you view happiness and what makes you happy.
And this is the wonderful part about our memories. We are awesome at seeing the world through rose-colored glasses. So if you remember that last vacation you went on, chances are something went wrong on it. But we don't think about that. We just remember the good times. So this is why older parents look at parents of young children and say, oh, remember these moments forever. You know, the young parents are just exhausted, right? Well, that's because we look back and we remember the good times. And so this is a good thing about our human happiness. We can take the good.
And social media has thrown a wrench in some of that as well. People post their best lives.
Absolutely. When you compare your real life to somebody else's fake best life on Instagram, this is not a recipe for happiness for anyone.
It'll find you.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Christine, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.